Hi, I'm Lala, and I just decided to post up this video because I feel like when we think about business, we are very rigid on what we want to create and we hear very specific criteria on how to with the intention and the idea of helping us to create really sustainable build businesses. And I totally understand that. But there's been one opinion that I can't get on that bandwagon. I cannot jump on board. And it is the idea that you should not recreate an existing business model. I call bullshit on that, and here's why. So, when I think about certain markets, let's take example yoga, right? Yoga was specifically a Eastern medicine and Eastern practice that no one else in our world was doing up until a couple years ago. And then all of a sudden, we now have a ton of different yoga opportunities in our country. And it's been awesome, right? But what's even cooler is that there's so many varieties and options. And in some cases, it brings it into new markets that never would have thought about doing yoga before and helping them with their issues. So I call bullshit on not creating businesses that help people, like on not allowing people to create businesses just because it already exists in the market. So I think the assumption is, okay, if you're not creating the next Facebook or the next Uber, then you shouldn't be creating a business. And not everyone's going to have $1 million billion business. Sometimes we might have a few small different businesses, but they fit needs. It's almost like saying to supermarkets, don't create another supermarket because the supermarket's already out there. There's multiple reasons why you should create a business. And so if you see another business idea and you're like, oh my gosh, like I I could use this and tell other people in another industry or another space who need this help, then you can recreate it. And there's a lot of businesses that are not in the language of the target market that you're thinking about. So let's take fitness. Yes, fitness is oversaturated, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually creating my own fitness company. And I've heard before, well, I've heard that before. I've heard that before. Your market has heard that before. Mine has not, right? And so it's okay to say, you know what, this may not be the $1 billion business, but this market is going to really enjoy it when I recreate it to fit their particular needs with the same concepts, right? So an example would be, I talked about yoga just now, but an example will be actually a lot in the Black community. There's a lot of things happening in the white community when it comes to understanding fitness, when it comes to understanding health, but there's a lot of misinformation about health and fitness, health in the Black community. There's a lot of, for example, how many white people versus Black people are doing keto, right? So now people are hooking on to keto, but imagine if you figure out a keto business that helps people who eat Jamaican food eat more keto food, but with the Jamaican diet, right? That's a particular business that is being scaled towards a particular market. It's still keto. It's still talking about a concept that's pretty much being thrown around left and right, but that market has not heard it in their own language. So when you knock someone else for another concept, or when you're thinking about a certain concept, think about, okay, it exists in this market already. This group of people is really bought into the bandwagon. How can I jump to a different market who could use this information to solve a problem? Okay, rant done. Thank you guys for joining. Bye.